Hey there, Eric Sachetta, and welcome to our video blog, and thank you for joining me. I just wanted to start at this very first video by telling you what is the theme of our blog. What are we going to talk about? This video blog is all about some of the things I'm passionate about, because the things that I'm passionate about, I'm sure you're passionate about. And when you can work on some of the things you're passionate about, a lot of the other things in your life really take care of themselves. So the theme of my video blog here is really all going to be about personal development, leadership, and success. So basically self-development. How do you develop yourself and achieve the things you want to achieve? So that's the primary thing. That's what most of the videos are going to be about. But I have a lot of other passions. As you can see, I got my sports jersey on. I'm a huge Boston sports fan. But it's all related to personal development and success. I watch the interviews after the game and say, how does the coach respond to the fact that they've lost 3 in a row? How do the players react after they drop that potential touchdown? You know what I'm saying? That part of it. So the theme is all going to be about self and personal development and success. But the secondary things we're going to talk about will be sports. There'll be traveling, there'll be family, because those are all things that are important to me, but they'll all be tied into personal development, self-development, and success. So I wanted to shoot this video, be very casual with you, got my Patriots jersey on, really fired up. But today I just wanted to start off, shoot a really quick video talking about some of the things I'm working on right now and what I'm really learning. There's a couple things I'm working on. One, I'm reading the book by Tony Robbins, Money Masters the Game. The 7 simple steps to financial freedom. And of course, Tony interviewed 50 of the most successful financial people in the world and chunked down all the stuff he learned into a 7-step formula anyone can follow to really achieve that. So, I know finances isn't necessarily the topic of our blog, but it's all about personal development success. How do you change yourself on the inside so you go and do those things? So the books I'm going to be reading and telling you about and all this stuff might not always be official, books in terms of just personal development, but they're all self-help books. A finance book is a self-help book. And, I have a background. I went to school for accounting and finance. Obviously, I'm not in that field right now, but that's my background. My family does that. My dad and my uncle and a lot of people are in the accounting and finance business, so I do have a background in it. But the one thing that's really hit me so far in the first 100 to 120 pages of this book, and something to pay attention to, is I've heard this stuff a million times, but sometimes when you hear it from a different perspective, it hits you. You ever have that moment where you hear the same thing, but for some reason you're just in the right headspace and it sticks with you? So the biggest thing that I've heard in the book so far is, so many of us, whether it's we're at a job and we're trying to get a raise, or we're a salesperson and we got a small base pay or no base pay and we're trying to get that big hit commission, or we're trying to have a big year so then we can start investing, or we're trying to build our own business and make $1 million or $2 million so then we can set that aside and then we're all good. That's great. You should go for those things, but what Tony teaches is what you're trying to accomplish with your business you could do without ever growing a big business. So let's say, for example, you want to open a business and you want to have it so that around retirement age you could sell it for $1 million, $2 million, $4 million, whatever amount of money you want, so that you can continue to live the lifestyle you want when you retire. But of course, you have to build the business, you have to put up front money, you have to be there, you have to hire employees, you have to sell stuff, even if it's a service-based business, still have to sell the service. Do you get what I'm saying? But what if you could do that? You could still run your business, you could still be your salesperson, you could still be a great employee and do that, but then you also could, at the same time, be taking a part of your income, setting it aside, and letting it grow so that when you retire, you're definitely going to be at that level that you want to be at. Think about this. Let's say I came to you, whatever age you are, and I said to you, hey, if you invested $500 a month, $700 a month, $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month, depending on your age, of course, it'll be different. But, when it's time for quote-unquote retirement age, I don't ever plan on quote-unquote retiring, but retirement age, whether it's 55, 60, 65, 70, whenever you would retire, all you have to do is set that money aside, and we'll create this fake company. And what this company will do is it will just grow over time. And then you can sell it when you're 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, whenever you want. And depending on how much you invest, you could probably have anywhere from 500,000, $1 million, $2 million, $4 million, $8 million. And it's going to be somewhere in that range. It's just going to happen somewhere in that range. Oh yeah, by the way, you just have to put up your money. You don't have to work 1 hour. You don't have to do any of the operations of any of the businesses. You don't have to do anything. When you think of it that way, it's a totally different game. You say, wait a second, you're telling me I can work on my business, my passion, the one that I actually want to do, or I can be that top salesperson, or I can be that great employee. I can just set some money aside and create this fake company, which is really investing. And there's no guarantees, but I'm gonna be in some sort of really big range, really awesome range when I get around retirement age. When I think of it that way, if I were to run a business, I have to put up my money, my time, my energy, make sales. There, all I have to do is put up my money and that's it. It's a completely different mindset. So if you get what I'm getting at, so what I basically learned is, because I'm in a lot of different ventures and all that stuff, and you can see what I how I make my money and what I'm working on. There's a link below. You can check out the system and how I learned to actually do stuff like this. But in all reality, you can do those things, but it doesn't have to. You don't have to win. I'll give you an example. Let's say you go gambling and you have 20 chips, and you're saying I have to turn these 20 chips into 100 chips. Well, what if every so often you have 20 chips, but then you set one aside? And when you set them aside, over time, the ones you set aside were guaranteed to grow. You keep betting with the ones that you have, but now you're on the side. And all of a sudden, sometime in the future, maybe you're down to 10 chips on your personal, in the personal game, but all of a sudden your stack next to you has 50 chips. And you didn't have to bet, you didn't have to play against anyone, you didn't have to do anything. Now you have 50 on the side, and now you can play with your 10. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And I think that can help you. And how this relates to success, personal development, is that you have to get the mindset inside of you that what I'm saying actually makes sense and that you're going to do it. The only thing that ever keeps us from doing something we know we should do is something internal, some belief, some myth that we've bought into or whatever. So that's the concept I've got so far. Highly recommend Money Master the Game, 7 Simple Steps to Financial Freedom. That's what I'm working on right now. We're going to have this blog coming to you on a regular basis. Hope you enjoyed it so far. If you're interested in success, personal development, leadership, I'm going to be teaching you all kinds of concepts. In the underlying concepts, we're going to talk about some things related to sports, related to traveling, and related to family, because those are my passions as well. So if you're excited about it, stick with us. Come back for our other blog posts. If you want to hear, Eric, how have you been able to create a life for yourself that you're able to do the things you're passionate about and also set money aside and also do all this stuff? Well, you can hear about the business system that I learned from to be able to do all these things. I'm sure there's links below, but we'll see you on the next video blog. This is Eric Sachetta, and I will talk to you soon.